to succeed.
That's like torture.
I don't think anybody could survive that.
Yeah,
with me.
I don't know.
That's just mean.
I know. At one point,
it looks like you tie your shoelaces really
our
tight.
our friend Henry, we came home one day, and they're playing the game, and he built a pillow fort, and he had to sit inside this fort the whole time. It's like, this is such a great
That's crazy.
game.
I've never played that game. That sounds really cool.
Oh, you gotta try it. It's really good.
It's fun. I love Cranium. I can't find Cranium for the life of me anymore. I lost my original copy. I guess I have to go online.
They have this new thing where you could find games. What is it called? Oh, the internet.
I was just gonna say he's gonna
burn.
Listen,
You really didn't put a lot of effort into it.
No, I actually did because sometimes I play games for work and stuff with the kids, and I'll stop by Target and I've gone to Target. I've gone to Walmart.
He says it like he's 90 years old. I play work with the kids. They love it.
They love the games. Yeah, so I have not been able. They have Cranium Dark, which I have not played, which I want to play with us. Like I'm gonna go get it one day when we have a game night. I'm hoping it's like Cranium, but it's just like the adult theme Cranium or something.
Cranium / Cards with Humanity.
There you go. That's what it is.
Cards Against Humanity,
Yeah.
not with humanity. There's
Cards
very
for
little
Humanity.
That's a totally different game.
That's not the rated R version.
So,
PG.
what are your guys? What are your favorite games you love to play?
I mentioned Resistance before. That's definitely one of my top. King of Tokyo again. One of my favorites. I always have been a fan of Magic the Gathering.
That's a tough game to start, but once you get it, I feel like
it's unfortunately one of those games where you start playing it and people just look at you like, oh, that's unfortunate. But
have you seen the Sun Nerd?
Yeah, I mean, but there's a lot of dynamic to it, and it takes a lot of thought. To me, it's like a different version of chess, except it's chess where you get to pick what your pieces do,
Right.
So it's like I really enjoy that kind of thing where you really get to put a lot of thought into it, and there's a bunch of different dynamic that is really enjoyable.
Yeah,
so
it is a fun game.
How about you?
I really enjoy the RPG games, like Dungeons and Dragons. We
Rocket
talked
propelled
about
grenades.
we talked about Starfinder in other podcasts where it takes place it's basically Dungeons and Dragons in the future.
Space and aliens.
Yeah.
That's
so
what
for
it should be
me,
called.
that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's like Magic the Gathering with a little more expansive, I guess, Yeah. But for me, I love Magic the Gathering. I think it's probably one of my favorite, and Dungeons and Dragons, the original. I always loved the original Dungeons and Dragons. I like the Starfinder; it was pretty cool. Yeah, but I always go back to my roots.
Yeah,
like and because it's so there's so many rules, and you have to have someone that I never actually learned many of the rules of Dungeons and Dragons.
I never noticed that.
Yeah, I never learned, so I rely on my dungeon master, which is Gabe, to know all the rules, and I fight him in every single aspect of every rule, even though I don't know him. I say, no, that's not the rule. The rule.
My favorite time is actually with Munchkin, which is.
Oh man, I forgot. Yeah,
you're a bad person.
You don't like Munchkin?
I.
Oh my god, I love Munchkin. I love Munchkin. But it's like a dumbed down Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, we're playing, and I remember Rico's got the opportunity to attack, and his armor has fire on it. And he sat there for 10 minutes arguing his point, like, I attack with my armor.
That's exactly why I hate that game.
It has a lot of loopholes.
And Gabe is just like,
it's just
nope.
It leaves a lot.
It's a fire armor.
Right.
I mean, touch you with it. I can argue this for days. This whole podcast, forget the rest of the podcast. This is me letting you know why this armor is
why else would it be on fire?
Right. If you look at the side of that game, because all the games that come out now, it's like, for this many players, it should take this long to play. And that game is a liar. Because it's like, 20 minutes, half an hour.
No,
sure.
yeah,
No. It's like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And then there's all kinds of bickering. And
that's the one, like you
so
were
bad.
saying, that's one where you play with someone and you end up getting kind of mad.
Yeah.
Like if
you find out who your real friends are.
Yeah, because the rules are so up to interpretation in some parts that you definitely have no, you can't do that, and you're like, me, I'll argue all day about it. I'll be like, no, it makes perfect sense. What was it? We had a Magic the Gathering duel one day, and we came up to the spot where we were both kind of like, I don't know, we're gonna it wasn't clear on the card. I don't remember. Do you remember exactly what it was?
I don't remember exactly the card, what it did. I just remember that we had
I
to go
remember
online.
it. I
Go
remember.
ahead.
You want to hear it? Okay. So maybe you can help out on this. Although I looked it up, and of course I'm right. And
go ahead.
All right, at least for the sake of this, because we're not going to go and fact check it right at this second.
So here's the thing. So I have this huge monster, right? Comes out. He was like a level, like it was just.
It was a big.
It was a giant. Card. It was some kind of giant, like did horrible damage. I was ready to kill him. And
was it a wayfaring giant? A green creature?
It was a green creature. Yeah. And he throws a pacifism on it.
I'm disappointed in myself right now.
Nerd. You just gave yourself away. So he throws pacifism on it, right? So my creature is pretty much worthless now because
he can't attack or block.
He can't attack or block, so he's done.
Wait,
right?
no, it can't attack.
No, it was both.
Block.
No, it was attack or block. We both agreed on that. It said it on there. It said it on the card. You can't attack or block.
Right.
So it's pretty much a waste of a card, right?
Right.
So he's sitting there. Then I get a card that says hunt the weak, right?
Calling the weak?
Calling the weak.
Yeah.
Right. So the card says that I can choose any two. Yeah, you big nerd.
Oh, God. So disappointing. I haven't even played it in like over a year.
So the card says that you can pick two creatures and they have to fight.
One of mine and one of his.
Exactly. Like you can pick any two creatures, one of his and one of mine. So I go, boom. This overpowers your spell because it says they have to do it, right? So he says no because now he's a pacifist. So I talked to Gabe. Gabe agreed with me. Are you saying you agree with Scotty? I actually looked it up, and I looked it up. We can look it up later.
Here's the thing, like it's all about like how like the time that happens. So it's you already have an enchantment, so it's already there and it's sitting. So when he plays that card, though, it forces it too because it's targeting it. So it doesn't matter if it can't attack. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. That's
so
what
actually, he is right in this scenario. But I mean, that's what kind of got me away from Magic a lot was the fact that when it was Wizards of the Coast, and it was just Wizards of the Coast, and it wasn't bought out by a larger company that ruined it.
Yeah,
it was a way better game, and it was a lot easier to understand. But now, like, I understand that you have to evolve a game, and you have to keep on adding things to it to keep an interest and whatnot. But I mean, they really kind of killed it for me in a lot of ways with a lot of the new stuff that's in there because it just. Some of it's just so silly, you know, right? You know, it makes it so you could either just have like this instant kill, or you could have this long, drawn out, painful. Just oh my God, will this game end already?
You should see my heart drop whenever I would bring out. I would take forever to build up this huge monster, right? Like have like 3 lands on it. Like the lands are like what power them for you guys that don't know. Why are you listening to us right now? If you don't? Like
no, keep listening because we're gonna get to other stuff later on.
Yeah, that's not.
No, get out.
Alienate all of the people that are trying to listen to this and have an open mind.
Get out. Don't listen to us right now.
This is not our buffer. Keep listening.
So I would take like a long time of several turns to build up this giant, get him out there, or like a giant creature, and then Scott, or like when I was playing Gabe, he'd go instant kill, and it was like, I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I don't want to talk to you ever again because I bled for this creature. I took hits during the game. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, you can come back now. Whoever, if you weren't listening, you can come back.
Yeah.
I actually prefer the co-op games over the ones we play against people, only because I enjoy the.
Scotty always loses.
Because I always lose in these. Yeah, it's true. But
like
I do enjoy it.
What game are you guys talking about co-op?
Well, recently we just played this game not too long ago called Mansion of Madness, and the whole idea is that you're all put into a mansion, and you have to solve whatever the case is, and then get out.
Oh, because there's a monster that when the clock starts. Did I play that?
Well, there's no clock, but it's a turn-based game.
Oh, okay.
And so it's almost like an escape room?
It's kind of like an escape room. It's really crazy. Like each time you open a new door, a new tile is laid down, and you can now go investigate that room. And then
that actually sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
And there's actually we played version 2, which plays with a computer. So you do your moves, and then the computer will put up what the next thing is going to happen.
Number 2.
So the enemies can it could be a monster that's coming after you, and you all have to work, and it does matter. I mean, every move you make, ultimately, the monster can come out and kill you. So you could play this game. We played it for like 2 hours.
Wait, that's the game. That's what I was saying. Isn't it like where I think I played this with Gabe the other day. Okay, where it's like the Call of Cthulhu, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because Cthulhu at the end, like if you don't solve the mystery, he comes
Call
out.
Call of Cthulhu is a Flux game, though, isn't it?
What do you mean Flux game?
The game is called Flux, and there's a bunch of different versions in Call of
maybe
Cthulhu.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know because I played this game where
is it all cards or is there an actual like?
No, there was a
board
board game.
Okay,
and everything.
yeah, no,
and it
it's
was
not
like
the same thing.
The one I played, like there's tiles, and each time you open a new room, you lay a new tile down.
Yes, that's it. It's the same game.
Okay.
It's a game. Okay, but that game was so awesome. I want to jump into what you're saying because I liked it because there's this direness to it. You know what I mean? Like we know once he comes out because I played twice, and the first time he came out, like we didn't solve it. He came out, and you still can play when the monster comes out, but it's pretty much impossible to win. Like he kills you, kills everybody. We saw all our friends dying in front of us, like in the different as he went into the different rooms, just taking everybody out. And we're like, so like the next time we played, it was like this serious, dire need to solve this thing before he came out. And
I mean, it's also like the games that are able to build that kind of like
tension
and anticipation, like what's going to happen now, you know, it makes it so much more fun, especially in a co-op atmosphere, just because of the fact that it just, you know, everybody starts feeling the same thing and you get this kind of like synchronicity with it. That's what I love about Pandemic.
Oh yeah, I played with you that one.
Yeah, I mean, Pandemic is a game where you're fighting a disease, and everyone has to try and basically eradicate these diseases before, you know, it just ruins the world. But the way that the turns work and the way that everything happens, you know, it just like gets you just so tense and just anticipating everything, you know, and it's a lot of fun. That's what I like about like Castle Panic and Zombie Panic as well. I don't think you played those with us.
Yeah,
Zombie Panic.
I wouldn't know what.
Castle Panic and Zombie Panic are essentially the same game.
Our wives and Matthew and I, we played this game, and I was feeling so much tension, and like we were trying to explain the game because
so it's like you're in a cabin for Zombie Panic. You're in a cabin. For Castle Panic, you're in
a castle.
let
me throw it out there.
Right? Yeah, it really is essentially the same game, just with like a different skin on it. You know, but Zombie Panic, you're in a cabin, and these waves of zombies are just coming in, and you have to defeat them. The thing that I love about it is everyone's working co-op, but if you die, you become a zombie.
Oh, wait,
and then you could try and kill your friends.
I did play this game. I did play this game.
It's really, really, really
great.
It
was really fun.
Yeah,
I remember because I was playing with Thais or something.
That's Gabe's wife.
Yeah, she died or something, and then she was out to get us or something like that, and we were like, no.
I think you might have played it at my house, actually, because I think we all played it over there.
It sounds really familiar to me now. That was great. That was...
And you're just trying to collect these pieces to a radio and get in the van and escape. Yeah, absolutely.
I think another game that has a lot of tension is Forbidden Island.
I love that game. Everybody has their own role. Like, right, there's the aviator, the digger, or something like that.
I've never played
helicopter.
This game.
You never played?
I have no idea of what you speak.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah. It's another one of these games where there's these tiles on the board, and you have so much time where after each turn, certain tiles will disappear.
They're sinking. Supposedly, you're on this island, and there's different parts of the island, and they're sinking. You have to find these different treasures in the island. You got to get all 4 or 5 treasures.
Something like that, yeah.
And then everybody's got to move to this tile where the helicopter takes you away, right?
Yeah. It's a co-op game.
It's a co-op game, so everybody's got to roll.
A coop game.
Yeah. A coop game. And everybody's got to roll, so there's like someone that can dig up a part of the island that's been already sunk, but every time the water rises and more things start sinking, so you really got to coordinate properly to make sure that you can get all the treasures and then get to the helicopter pad,
and you can
you fly away. Yeah. Right. So that one you really got to work together. Everybody's got to do their role. There's a pilot, and you get to choose who you want to be.
Right, and all the different pluses to whatever they're going to do to help you out. It's a lot of fun, but there's so much pressure.
You lose a lot. I play that game, and I've lost so many times. The whole team just drowned many
Have you lost
times.
any friends in the process?
Yes. Yeah. Why didn't you?
You idiot.
You're the pilot. Why
Stop
didn't you
doing what you're doing and do what I tell you to do.
Right. So there's always so many people that have different ideas of what we should be doing, right? Like, no, we should be doing this. And we're like, no, we should be doing, you go over there. But at the end of the day, you can choose what you do, and hopefully it helps the team. If not, you could be a saboteur.
Yeah.
I definitely experience those kind of problems playing some of those games at times where I'm like, do this. No. Now do this. Now do this. And trying to not be a dictator.